See if we can't keep these guys alive. Who is our cook? Oh, we finished batteries. We need to get some of those up. Alright, what do we want to research next? I feel like this is going to still take us a while. Probably want to go with the geothermal. That's going to take a real long time though. You know what? We've got enough. So let's do... We'll do hydroponics. Get that going. Why do we have so much steel here? Nobody should be starving. Yeah, when Tron wakes up, there should be food. And food should not be going on this shelf. How are you doing? I know we've got flickering lights, but nobody needs to be starving right now. who is on hauling? Yeah, we really just need more hands. Awful, 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 awful. Alright, we should probably try to make better beds. No food, nothing. Yeah, items, weapons, apparel. Alright, Tron, doing that. What is that, crafting? Yeah, okay, well. Yeah, put crafting and construction up at the top. Can we go... Oh, target is negative 15, we got... Oh, it's still cooling down, okay. Not too bad. make our way through this. Right, poor quality. See if any of these other beds end up a little bit nicer. Alright, what do we have? A lot of gazelles. Potato plants are coming along. Alright, bear. Cooking, animals, crafting. Yeah, there's the prisoner bed. those marble blocks. Alright, should only be one more night. Eventually we'll be caught up. Yeah, 14 days. Not too bad. Glitter World Medicine. I'm not feeling up for that quite yet. Alright, that's fair. Don't build it all out of wood. Don't make it all one building. What you doing? Oh, just wandering around. How are you doing with... Okay, you guys are on the mend? How's it going, Ryan? You hear none of my audio? I did turn it down pretty significantly. Is that better? I had recently turned the audio music down. Testing, testing. Should be coming through. I was just in a middle of a good long pause. That, or I'm being drowned out by the music. I mean, I'm not talking terribly loud. So let me turn my desktop audio down. Boost my mic a bit. You should probably be able to hear things better now, but please let me know if you don't. Okay. Can you hear the game sounds as well? Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm still talking somewhat quietly. I will turn this down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, until I move my setup into the basement, I'm going to be talking quieter. But if you can hear the game audio, then at least it's not silence. Just making our way through on the rim. Exactly. And he's a good sleeper, but I have a pretty tremendous presence when I'm talking without consideration. So how have you been? Exactly, yeah. No reason to push it. One day, if I have a big audience, I'll make sure to prioritize communication. But for now, it's mostly you and me. Although I think I will start posting my VODs on YouTube to see if there's any traction to be had out there. I can't imagine there's a whole lot, but never know. Good, I'm glad you're getting a lot done on that. Yeah, those were looking good. I did like the Night Lord themed aesthetic. Yeah, go for it. And then I will send you my new YouTube channel as well. It's just Mechatim VOD. It has literally nothing, so I don't even know if it's searchable yet. Yeah, they came out really good. Well, in the meantime, we're just making our way through the rim. Oh yeah. And there's some awesome lighting effects if you can do like the faded line and then just do the crisp white through the middle. It gives it that nice glow. Are you gonna do dynamic posing for these guys? Okay. I mean, if you're using the right kind of glue, I think you can get a good dynamic pose in, painted or not. Just want to make sure you have a good bond so it doesn't fall off. Oh. Alright, we do have an ancient danger. Oh, were those the legs on the crates that you were talking about? Yeah, those are very dynamic. I do like those. I didn't realize those were the armature legs. Some of those Titan bodies I still don't remember the names of. So let's cut up some blocks. Sure. And until I'm, way more active in playing again, I'm not going to remember a lot of model names. I don't even remember all the models that I have, so... Never take it as offense that I can't remember it. It's just my brain not connecting. I mean, Warglaive with Chain Cleaver, that tracks at least. Okay, yeah. 5 variants. That's a little bit to keep track of. What is my stone coat building? Yeah, make any time that 210. Nobody's working on that. Yeah, I think I need to give myself just a few hours of sitting in front of some books, relearning what all the different units are. How are you doing, bud? You are still very resistant. Well, absolutely. There's no point in having boys if they're not stompy boys. I feel like... I don't know if I want to partake in slavery. I think I'll have to get the app then. Because I think that's just the easiest way forward. Alright, Tron, let's go talk to these bad guys and see how much it costs to own people. Yes. And, you need to just familiarize yourself with those kind of things. Otherwise, it just gets lost. Okay. Yeah, I mean, until we have it in practice, just need to play it to figure it out. That's good, and that's the hardest thing, I think, is just getting it good and accessible. Oh, I could sell our guy. Yes. Yes, I'm very looking forward to complicating it. I need to look up all the leader rules and all the detachment rules and stuff because that had just launched when I stopped, so I never really committed it all to memory. Yes, that much I remember from us talking about it. So it'll be good just to shake off that dust. I think I'm going to avoid slavery. That just feels icky. Now, can you go undetached, or is that never at anybody's benefit? I feel like that was where it was last time. Like you had to follow a detachment, otherwise you were pretty much falling behind immediately. It's an interesting question because it is unfortunately accurate. Or because you're unsure. Okay, yeah, and if you're doing something and you want to be narrative about it, you know, play whatever you want to play. I've never been one for min-maxing. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely need to dig into that a bit. Sure, that's just the general keyword, just so you can broad stroke it. I mean, lore-wise, Tau have all the Guavesa, so you can put anybody in with it. I don't know how it is for 10th, but that's how it was historically. That was like the workaround for anybody can be in your team. Yeah, because I think right when the Votan, I saw people making Guavesa Votan, and it looked pretty neat. Give them a pulse carbine. Okay, yeah. Anti-Titan is a decent way to just stomp around however you want to. Oh, I don't know if I told you the CSM PDF worked for me, so that was all good. Alright, new research. Let's go with the solar panel. Yeah, so I've got all those ready to go. I just need to actually read through them now. Yeah, the Crusade rules, I still need to figure out what that all is. And I'm a good minute away from having any Iron Warriors to put down. I mean, I've got the 10 that I have, just of the Marines, but that's it. So unless we're doing kill team, I don't have a lot to field yet. I've got whatever, the 10 Marines and the 5 or 6 cultists. I do like the experience mechanic. The experience mechanic in Kill Team was pretty intuitive. Gave you a lot of selections so long as you survived, and then I liked that they actually had like battle scarring and everything. Okay, yeah, it sounds like Crusade might be the mainstream way of doing like Kill Team style. And I do very much appreciate that, because I like the idea of like a long narrative play. Okay, excellent. I look forward to it. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the whatever intermingling we can. It's all about fun in the end. How's this guy coming along? Still pretty resistant. It's gonna be a while before you join. Am I doing that wrong? Yeah, wait, do that. Okay, I like the idea of the relic hunting or hijacking artillery lines. Now I just need to get myself a tide wall. I'm super down with the Legends list. No reason not to use it. That's just fun. Okay. Yeah, anything that makes it more dynamic and just more entertaining, I'm very down with. Yeah, because I got my devilfish and everything, so gotta get those guys flying out there. Get all my drones. So many saving protocols to do. Oh, interesting. I mean, Astra Militarum has a huge list. So I'm not surprised that there's 50 stuffed in Legends. Yeah, that's a lot to dig through. that roof actually get built? No, it did not get built. Well, sure, you need, the ones that have the flamers on the sides, or, the autocannons, or the crack lasers. Tron, should you be constructing? No, you should not be constructing. We're going to do sandstone, granite. Slate. Steady growth going on here. Heavy weapons teams opposed to just infantry. Do the scions not count as heavy weapons, or are you talking like armor? I am not familiar with Soulstorm, but I'm always in favor of anything that makes you fall in love with something. Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I could not remember offhand. has used more DACA. What the fuck? Why are all these animals dead? My guy's just hunting them and not bringing them back. God damn it. I mean, cool guns and armor and deep striking is a solid combination. Yeah, they're marked as not allowed, but I don't know why they were marked as not allowed, because I think that my guy hunted this. Yeah, my guy hunted this and killed it, but then they didn't fucking haul it. I mean, do I need to allow each individual corpse? I thought that was kind of an automatic thing. I've got to stockpile 4 corpses. Oh, he's hauling right now. But he ran around shooting other things and then just didn't bring anything back. And I need him to not go hunting without me. Because I think I set him... Timberwolf is dying. Yeah, all the gazelles. He ran out, killed all the gazelles that I told him to get, and didn't bring any of them back. What a dick. The Timberwolf was mad at me. I don't know. Who's my animal person? Animal. Am I blind here? Grow, hunt. Oh, that's handle. Seven, 6, 1, 1. Okay, bear. Can you... No reachable unreserved animal bed in safe temperature. Let's put... an animal sleeping spot. 36 degrees out? Yuck. Let's put it in the medical. I feel bad for this Timberwolf. Well, yeah, he just loves killing, but come on, we are also low on food. This may be a really regrettable situation. I'm hoping that the Timberwolf is a big old pal and doesn't hate us. This guy's pretty decent. I think, what was he, level 7? Oh, they don't even have... Wait, is it part of our animals? Is it dead? It's not dying yet, but it's not in the wildlife tab anymore. I feel like having a Timberwolf friend is a great way to live. I got kibble to train it. Yeah, we'll see what this looks like. Got 2 hours. Still 2 hours. 10 quality 0. That's not great. I mean, it is really shot up. This is not a great situation for it to be in. Yeah, we got best quality medicine. Good call. Okay, so you need a level 8 to tame it. Oh yeah, it's down from 320%, but it's not climbing in death in however many hours. Although, is this improving bears? Oh, there we go. Going up. Oh, going back down. What is this trading for him? Is this medical? I was hoping this would be animal, because he can't tame it until he's level 8. Yep. Well, he's becoming a better doctor for it. Alright, not gonna die. Yeah, I can't see any of its hunger or anything like that, but yes, it is. I will definitely have a very angry Apex Predator in my house. I'm hoping that it just understands his sympathy. It says, ah, you saved me, let's befriend each other. Like how dogs work in real life. Because I've got this dog already. He's kind of worthless though. But he's bonded to bear. Let's go tame. Ooh, donkey would actually be good. Tame a pair of donkeys. Stallion and mare. Put your handling higher on the list. Yeah, because you actually need like the beast of burden to actually carry a large load. I haven't even done a caravan yet. I'm still just afraid of doing that in general. How we doing, Timberwolf? And I do plan on going on the missions and raiding eventually. I need to get everybody in better beds, though. How you doing? Oh, you're starving. Why are you starving? Who is our warden? Tron, what the fuck? I had to look away for a minute. Pretty sure they generate infinitely, what, the animals? Which expire. Oh, you're talking the raids. Yeah, raids and caravans. Yes, I believe you're right. Yeah, because I have one. What is it? Quests. Cache supplies for a lot of Glitter World medicine, but it's kind of far away. And I don't think I'm ready for that, because I barely have enough food to keep myself alive. Oh, they did get a roof over the battery. Well, I think it'll be a good long while before I do anything that'll compromise how many settlements there are. Okay, cotton is almost grown. Potatoes are doing good. I mean, we're coming up on food, and we're coming up on some of the supplies. Heal root will take a long time. Yeah, I was trying to get... Yeah, I've got one more cowboy hat to make. I just haven't had enough leather or cotton for anything. And I'm working on, just learning the game still. Because I'm only 19 days into my second settlement. My first one just being, the tutorial. What else can I do with hay? Okay, it's just animal feed. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Let's replace this stove with an electric stove. Start smithing. Get some of those early techs that I'm missing. And I'm very down to put the storyteller in something insane, but I want to know what I'm doing before I do that. I think I should probably just get rid of this stockpile. I don't want these things sitting outside anymore. Oh yeah, do the, what is that, the tribal start. I will definitely give that a try eventually. It's just not a today kind of thing. Who has awful beds? Everybody has awful beds. I need people to prioritize finishing this. Incapable of deconstruction. The fuck does that mean? Are you out there? Oh, you were taming. Get this finished so we can actually have a... Well, that's... Yeah, I've got this guy. He was a raider. I captured him. I'm hoping that I can get him trained up, but... I definitely let him almost starve before. Because I thought that the wardening happens a little bit more... Oh, I've got my warden set to preferred research. Okay, that'll do it. Yeah, I just had Tron was the warden, but is also the researcher, and I had research set to 1. That's probably the single thing that I need to work on most, or just, get used to, is getting these balanced. I think it's just because I have a lot of work to do still, and not enough people. Yeah, I mean, if he was set to research on number 1, he was never going to warden until there was nothing to research. Yeah, so I bet he wasn't even talking to him. That's why it's taken so long to recruit this guy. It is still just so hot outside. 36°C. That's really gross. How do I give him clothing? Do I just put it on a shelf in the room? I can't control him to do it though, so maybe... I can clean his cell. Yeah, you might be, and that's okay. I mean, I stripped him when I got him, so... If he's a little upset because he's naked, he's upset because he's naked. Oh, we got a stallion. Oh, I gotta make a pen. Fence. Yes, I got the OneNote. I got it logged into my account so I could actually look at it on my phone. And then when I actually put OneNote on my computer, I'll be able to look at it here. Yes, I very much like OneNote for that kind of bookkeeping. Yeah, I used that for my Electric Bastion Land DMing originally. That was nice just to organize it. Okay. Just let's not select Rachel. Let's just pick whoever can do solar. Nobody has construction 6. Yeah, I mean, I just, once you get used to using any tool like that, you just make tabs. It organizes very easily. Who's my constructor? Alright, I'm going to put you back on construction, Bear. Cut down some more trees for this. Yes, that is really nice to use the search on that. bit more. How are you doing? You're doing better. Does he get... Do you know if prisoners get better results if it's a... I believe it's a nice room. Okay, yeah. Just end table and dresser is all that they need to be generally happy, right? Ooh, let's see where Ship to the Stars is. Oh boy. Alright, so my Ship to the Stars is nearly the other side of the planet. I might be better off. Flower pot? Okay. I've got a grizzly bear hunting Tron. Where's Tron? Yeah, that is quite a huge hike. Okay, I'll put flower pot in the prisoner's room though. Let's find something to run this bear around. Alright, good job everyone. Bear, can you haul that? Yes, I do need to utilize pause more while I'm actually gunning. Bear's gonna go back and do more animal tending. Hey, get your dinner. Alright, who else can cook? What's got you salty? Target temperature, let's go for... yeah, just a little bit cooler. And... gotta put all these vents in. No, that's not AC, it's just pass-through vents. Just because it would appear that everything is pretty hot here. And everybody's crying that they're sweaty while they sleep. So, turn the AC down, put some vents in. Oh yeah, the bedrooms are 28 degrees. Yuck. Yeah, 33 degrees in here. I'm surprised he doesn't have heat stroke. Construction also. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, give me a shout on Discord. Howdy.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty good.
Nice.
Do me a keep talking, I want to dial you in. I had to adjust my Discord settings the other day.
Talk.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, except for that was a weird echo. I am hearing.
Are you hearing my game noise?
I'm hearing all the audio we just had. Again, now this is a little bit weird.
Like you're getting just an echo?
It's not quite an echo so much as like a delayed repeat of everything we've said, like, I don't know, 10 seconds ago.
Interesting.
I wonder if it's only on my side.
I'm not getting any echo. I mean, I've gotten that before. Ooh, why is it doing that? I've got
I wonder.
I've got our Discord icons on my screen, but it is not being picked up on OBS, so I'm fine with that. I can live with that. Oh no, my Timberwolf is attacking Tron.
Wonder if it's an audio setting thing.
Let me know if you need me to talk.
I mean, like, I hear you. I hear you pretty clearly. It's just a weird, like, I don't know, after image of our conversation. To see if maybe it's something on my side that I can fix.
That is very weird.
It is super weird.
Alright, I need to see how bad this is gonna go. Can I knock out a Timberwolf? I'm really hoping I can.
Probably, yeah. You just want to not kill it. What's the game? Or
nope,
it's not.
it died. Well, that's sad. Is it your game or my game? Are you picking up my
I think it's
sound?
my game.
Okay. Well, I'm sad that my Timberwolf is dead. But I also understand that trying to recruit a wolf is not necessarily an easy task. Especially when you don't have the skills for it. So what are you playing? Oh, you're playing Dawn
I'm
War?
gonna play. Yeah, I'm playing Dawn of War. I'm still getting the after conversation. I'm curious what's causing that.
Are you on your phone or is it on your computer?
No, I'm on the computer.
Interesting. Have you updated
Yeah, it's very
recently?
strange.
I don't know when the last Discord update was. Usually it does it automatically though.
Yeah, I thought like my Discord starts automatically, so it probably updates automatically.
I would think so. Well, let me know if it's unbearable.
No, it's far from unbearable. It's just very strange. Weird what's going on. So. Oh shit. I know exactly what it is.
Do you have multiple instances open?
I'm hearing us through your Twitch audio.
Oh.
That's what's happening.
Yep.
I'm so dumb. That it was so obvious. It's like staring at me. I'm like, oh wait,
Nope. That totally makes sense.
and now it's gone. All right.
All
That's
right.
all it was. Oh, I feel dumb. That's all right.
Oh, don't worry about it. Because I didn't think to tell you to check that.
Oh, okay. Now I actually have to fix my game audio because that's way too loud. Yeah. Draw that down some.
One of my donkeys ran away too.
Oh, damn. Is it because you just didn't have a pen up yet?
Yeah, I still don't. I didn't have enough wood to actually build the pen when I constructed, or when I ordered its construction. And now everybody's doing flooring instead of the pen. So, it is what it is.
Damn.
But eventually, I'll have a person that can tame a timber wolf, and then hopefully there will be a timber wolf on the scene. In the meantime, I gotta figure out how to get him to hunt without just leaving bodies all over the field. That was a real bummer.
That is actually a weird one. I thought the default like would pick it up and haul. I feel like there's definitely a setting for that.
I agree. So I think I just need to watch next time. Well, I think I'm generally getting better at the game because I'm remembering to put stockpiles in places. I feel like that's my biggest holdup for a lot of it.
I mean, that is a big part of just resource management, is being able to access your resources and also have them in places where they don't, expire.
I can turn this game volume down over and over, and it just keeps getting louder in my ears.
Yeah, I have the same thing on my end. Like, I thought I turned the volume down. It just doesn't seem like the game cares at all that I did that.
What a dick.
Yeah, really. I hear the footsteps of my soldiers, but not their voices. Okay, something is really funky with this. What's happening? Oh, voice volume. Oh, okay. That's well. I turned the voice volume down thinking it was for us, but it's just the in-game voice volume for the voices of the characters. I think that's it. I don't know. Talk to me, little people. Yeah, that's them. Alright. Alright, now you're too loud. I just want to know that you have heard me. That's all.
I can hear you.
No, not you. You're fine.
Okay.
I want to make sure my soldiers have heard me. Like, I need their acknowledgement to know that
yes.
they're doing the thing. Otherwise, it's kind of like I've clicked the thing, but if I clicked it correctly, I don't know. No, you're absolutely fine. I just want to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I can definitely say this has not made me fall in love with grenade launchers. I, for the life of me, can't understand why anybody would ever use one. Like, other than a love for grenade launchers.
I mean, is it better in the game, maybe? Or is it better on tabletop? I feel like in old iterations where you had splash damage, it was a decent thing.
It is, it's almost completely ineffective. Like, you have the choice of ammunition types, right? Like, you have frag or you have crack. At least those are the two options available to me. And frag is anti-infantry, crack is anti-vehicle. Crack is theoretically okay. I think it has enough strength to, like, reasonably get through most light vehicles. And, like, it's not gonna, like, one-shot them, but, like, it'll actually have a chance of inflicting damage.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a frag grenade is strength 4, so it's okay at wounding all the squishiest infantries around, but then no AP, and it fires D6 shots, so it's super swingy. Like on a 4-up chance to hit with D6 shots, you're talking about like you on average can roll 3 shots and then hit with 1. And why not just do your coin toss with a crack grenade every time to have a better chance of actually killing something? Because
Okay,
crack
yeah.
grenades, I think like AP or strength, I think 9, and like AP is -2. So and multiple damage, I think like D6 damage. So you have a decent chance at like cracking through a Space Marine if you hit. Versus, you might tickle him a little bit with a frag grenade.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
while
that doesn't
Space
do a
Marines
whole
aren't
lot.
exactly a fair measure, it's generally what I think about when I wonder if a weapon might be effective is can it even harm a Space Marine? Because anybody's heavier infantry is on that tier. Like for Tau, all the battle suits are what, toughness 5, and then they have 3 ups, 3 up armor saves, sometimes 2 ups, sometimes involves if there's like shield drones and stuff like that. But like if I fire a strength 4 round at a battle suit, it's gonna do nothing but tickle them. And yeah, or I could fire a crack round and maybe actually hurt a battle suit. Maybe kill one. I mean, if I'm lucky, but the possibility exists.
Yeah, that's why, at least for me, I would always go with like the fusion blaster or something compared to
Yeah,
the burst cannon.
yeah,
It's like, okay, I can get 4 shots of
I'm,
you know 5
yeah.
ups, or
Especially for
I can get something that'll
especially for
actually do like 3 damage
yeah.
with
And
significant
for Tau,
AP.
all your fusion blasters are longer range melta guns, effectively.
Yeah, yeah, the fusion blasters are great. You just
And I
have to
think you
put
have a
that on a
detachment
suit.
now that increases the range further, like 24-inch or something. Like they get pretty insane.
Well, that's excellent. Yeah, because my favorite was running around with the stealth suits,
Yeah,
just because they were the most effective on the field for me.
yeah. I mean, stealth suits are what, fast moving. They have stealth, which is good in itself. And then
Yeah, I mean, I think all of
you
them
could fly a
had
fusion blaster.
-1 to hit constantly.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
that's gonna be the
Ghost
same
Keel,
here. Like that's what stealth is now.
yeah, because
Is
Ghost Keel had
-1 to hit.
-2 to hit on every shot, which is excellent, especially if you're facing down a firing squad.
Yeah, I don't know if they do that now. They probably have stealth, but they might have something. I mean, they definitely are gonna have stealth, but they might have something else that does an additive penalty. I don't know. I haven't looked at the codex to be perfectly honest.
I'm not sure.
Curious now. I can pause my game and look for the sake of curiosity. Oh no, there's good. Let's see. I fast scrolled to the model of the broadside that is just missiles. So it's like missile arms, missile shoulder attachment. It's just all missiles.
Just the full missile salvo. I
Yeah,
love it. Why are these dum-dums eating raw food? Why isn't somebody cooking?
probably the priority list.
It is. Sometimes I feel like I should probably just set it to do the manual, or the non-manual. Let them
Yeah,
figure it out for themselves.
sometimes that goes okay, um, but a lot of times they do dumb things anyway, and they might still eat raw food
Sure.
just because they don't feel like cooking.
I can
All right.
still prioritize somebody to cook, but that doesn't mean they're going to listen to me. There we go. Somebody's cooking on their own accord. Very smart.
All right. So stealth suits definitely have stealth. Ghost Keel has stealth. They also have something stealth. Stealth drones twice per battle. After an attack is allocated to this model, you can change the damage characteristic of the attack to 0. That's pretty nice.
I was just
They
getting
have
rated.
the
What is the stat?
so rather than have the piled on negative to hit, you can twice per battle reduce the damage characteristic of an attack to 0.
The damage characteristic being just ignore damage if you take it on?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's what that is. Yeah, twice per battle you can just switch like one hit that you've taken. Um,
So
so
if
I
you've got
guess
something that's a
technically up to
fucking
2
3
hits.
wound,
Yeah, like
you
if you
just
get hit
ignore
by
that.
a Shadow Sword's Volcano Cannon and eat like 16 damage, which would delete your Ghost Keel,
Yeah.
you can go, nope,
Okay.
nope, I don't take that.
I I will miss the negative to hit, but I appreciate being able to selectively ignore a kill shot.
The upside is he's toughness 8 and a 2-up save, which isn't too shabby, really.
No.
Toughness 8 means he's going to have to get hit by like a true heavy weapon to really be at risk.
Yeah. So Riptide was, I think, meted out at the end of 9th. I wonder if it's reasonable to field it again.
I have heard, I think, and I could be misremembering, so don't quote me. I have heard that it has been priced into ineffectiveness, like it's too expensive for not enough.
That was the original problem. It's like what
And
it does,
I
it does well, but it is way too expensive for what it does.
to be fair, it is squishy for the size of what that suit is, because it's only toughness 9, so 1 higher than the Ghost Keel. It has 14 wounds instead of the 12. It does have a 4-up invulnerable save, which is something. However,
Yeah, because that
let's
was
see.
kind of the mechanic for it before. Was it had its shields. I mean that's part of the
You can.
major model is it's got a giant shield if it didn't have a significant save.
You're all modifiers to the hit roll. I mean, it's got. It's very much an aggressor. It has essentially no additional defensive anything. Like a 4-up invul is not bad. Certainly there are things that can ignore an invul save, but I, on on its face, it's not bad defensively. It's not great. The toughness 9 I think needs to be higher for something that is the equivalent of a knight. Like I know it's not the same size because obviously just by wounds comparison, it's about a little over half the wounds of a knight, but it's nowhere near the toughness. Like a knight warden slash knight crusader slash all of the baseline imperial knights are toughness 12, um, which is quite a big deal. It puts them at las cannons only have a 50-50 to wound them. Now, Imperial Knights have a 5-up save instead of a 4-up, but I don't know that additional one makes enough of a difference. I don't know what a Riptide is priced at. I have to get there. It might be cheap enough to where it's okay. Give me a second. I'm going to scroll to the end here to find it. Where are you at? 245 points. So it's also costed at a little over half.
Well, what's the cost of a ghost keel?
Oh shit. We'll let you know here momentarily. And scroll away from the page. Okay. Ghost Keel is 170.
Okay, yeah.
Objectively, I think you would feel more Ghost Keels over choosing a Riptide. I don't know what the armaments are on the Riptide, but the durability of a Ghost Keel alone kind of sells me on Ghost Keel being the better choice.
I mean, I think for throwing damage down range, you get yourself a broadside, and for maneuverable tactical, you go ghost keel, and Riptide just looks cool. and that's kind of it.
I mean, even the Ghost Keel can haul its ass down range pretty fast. It's movement 10 and it flies, so you can ignore terrain for movement. And then, I mean, your shortest range is the Twin Fusion Blaster or the Twin Flamer, which are 12 inches. But a Fusion Collider is 6 inches more than that, and objectively a better choice. I mean, I think you might just have both of those. Give me a second. What is the war gear baseline here? Fusion Collider, you have by default. You have a Twin Flamer and the Fist. Well, yeah, Fist you can't change out for anything. The Fusion Collider can be replaced with an Ion or a Cyclic Iron Raker, which I'd keep the Fusion Collider to be honest.
The Fusion
At
Collider
half the
is
range,
pretty significant. The
yeah.
is it? Did you say it had the uh, air burst as well, or am I remembering?
It has two Twin Flamers by default, but you can switch those for uh, either one Twin Burst Cannon or one Twin Fusion Blaster.
I would go with the Twin Fusion Blaster. Burst Cannon's nice because it's whatever 4 shots each, so you get
It's not
8
worth it.
regular gun shots. But yeah, the Fusion Blaster, just the
Yeah.
penetration, the power of that. If it had the cyclic ion blaster or the air burst fragmentation cannon, that might be worth it because those are interesting alternatives.
So the Cyclic Ion Raker is there, but the Airburst is not there.
Okay.
You can see. I'll see what the Riptide actually has before I really do shoot off my opinion about which is better. We got so. Let's see what your default is. The Heavy Burst Cannon, Twin Plasma Rifle, and this. Okay. Heavy Burst Cannon is. Eh. I mean, it's not bad. I really shouldn't poo-poo that. 12 attacks at essentially. It's essentially 4 heavy boulders. to be
Okay. The
to be
heavy burst
completely
cannon,
honest,
12
the heavy
attacks. You
burst
said.
cannon is like, yeah, it's 12 shots, strength 6, AP minus 1, damage 2. It's essentially a slightly higher strength heavy bolter and 4 of them
Mhm.
instead of, that's
12
the
shots
equivalent.
is
It doesn't
nothing to
mix the standards, but that's
shake a
okay.
stick at. It's just a matter of if it can
Yeah, it's
finish
12
off when
shots
it
at
starts.
36-inch range too, so it's really not a bad weapon. The smallest heavy burst cannon can be replaced with an ion accelerator, which is then um, 72-inch range, which is absurdly far. It has 2 profiles. There's standard and there's overcharge. Standard is strength 7 minus 2 AP. 3 damage. It's essentially a plasma cannon. It's a very long range plasma cannon.
Okay.
Uh, and then it has the twin plasma rifle. What's the baseline for plasma rifle? It has only one pro. Oh my. Well, that's it's pretty good. It's short range, but I like it. I guess it's only one shot. So 18-inch, uh, one shot. Ballistic skill is 4 up, but strength 8, minus 3 AP, 3 damage. It's like having an overcharged plasma rifle without having to actually overcharge it. And it's twin links. You can reroll failed wound rolls, which is not bad.
No.
Um, or you can switch that out for a twin fusion blaster, which ew, is a gnarly melta gun, essentially.
Yeah, the fusion
Or
blaster is
oh
where it's
yeah,
at
it's like a
still.
multi melta. That's kind of what that looks like there. And then or a smart missile system, and the smart missile system has indirect fire, which is kind of nice, but not at the ballistic skill that you have. And twin links, you can reroll fill. It's not good. 3 shots. It's 3 shots, strength 5, no AP, 1 damage, 30-inch range. It's something to bully the lightest of infantries, I guess. Oh, it can also be equipped with 2 missile drones. I don't know what drone rule can be found on page 77. Okay, give me a second. Right now, I'm definitely going to go with way more expensive than is viable. Missile drone has the following. Uh, so the missile pods on the drones aren't bad. Range 30, 2 shots. The ballistic skill is garbage though. It's 5 up. Strength 7, AP -1, damage 2. There is something though that the Tau can do. They can spot for each other that might
Yeah, with
improve
the
that to like a
marker light.
4 up. Yeah.
But that
Well, it's
the thing
something.
that sucks
It's a
about that is
complex
that takes
rule.
up your whole shooting for that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you pick one unit that guides, and the other unit is the guided one, is the actual shooter. And then it's
Yeah,
I don't
I've
know.
never liked that about it. It's like if the Pathfinders cost less, that would be
The
one thing.
Pathfinders can do it better. They can
I think they're the only
guide
ones that can
2 people.
equip the marker lights, though.
I think a lot of things have marker lights now. Give me a
Okay.
second. I'll confirm before I commit to that statement. 1 second. Because I think marker light is just a keyword now, or it might be.
Because it was a piece of equipment before.
It's not going to be now,
Okay.
or at least I don't think it is now. Let's get to actual. Give me some infantry so I can confirm. Okay, we have a strike team. Marker light is just a basic keyword they have. Strike teams have marker lights. Breacher teams have marker lights. Crisis student. Stealth suits do not. That's sad. When you want your stealth like infiltrating suits to have marker lights. Pathfinders, of course, have them. Foresight team has them. Vespids do not. Brute do not appear to.
The Stingwings do or do not?
Stinglings do not.
Okay. I think the Stingwings are all attached with the breachers, so they'll have the what are the guns? It's the breach rifle. It's like the shotgun variant. I don't remember what it's
Stinglings
called.
are standalone. They have a neuron blaster, and yeah, it's essentially a shotgun.
Okay.
It's actually a fairly decent shotgun. Range 18, 2 shots, strength 5, AP -2, damage 2. That gives a that's a bad day for a space marine, really.
Well, it sounds like they can do a lot better at holding their own, which I'm
Yeah,
glad
it's
for
a
because it felt unfair a handful of times, but what are you gonna do?
it's a 5-man team. They're all default armed with the neuron blaster. It doesn't seem that they have any other options. However, they do deep strike. And at the end of your movement phase, if this unit is not within engagement range of any enemy units, i.e., not in close combat, you can remove it from the battlefield and place it into strategic reserves. So, at the end of your movement phase, if it's not engaged, you can put in reserves and deep strike with it again. That's a pretty fast, bouncy unit,
Yeah, I
realistically
mean they
speaking.
are flying infantry. You'd
I,
hope that they
they're
could move
that's
around
a
that
that's a
fast.
far sight better than a lot of flying infantry. Like jetpack guys, I don't think can do that. Maybe they can.
Now, I
I
think
don't
if
think
you
so though.
manage to lay a hit on them, they're not going to be super tough. But
Oh, they're definitely not. I mean, they're not abysmal. They're just not great. They have a toughness of 4 and a 4 up save. So they're better than a lot of your basic infantry, but I think that they landed about middling for Kroot. I mean, they have better save than your Kroot do.
okay,
Oh, by a long shot, they have a better save. Jesus, okay.
I mean Kroot
The Kroot,
are built to
yeah,
be cannon fodder.
yeah. They're basically running in there naked. They're very fast though.
The Shaper is significant though, if I remember correctly. That could have
Shaper
that could have
is.
super changed. I think there might even be 2 or 3 different variants for the Shaper now.
There's at least. Oh, there are quite a few. All right, so there's the Trail Shaper, the War Shaper, the Flesh Shaper, and the Kroot Long Spear, which is a mounted Shaper. Let's see what the differences are here. The Trail Shaper has trail finding once per turn. An enemy unit ends a normal, advance, or fallback move within 9 inches of this model's unit. If this model's unit is not within engagement range of one or more enemy units, it can make a normal move of up to d6 inches. Let me process that. That's a complicated way of saying when an enemy unit is close to you within 9 inches, but not in engagement range, then the unit that this shaper is with can move d6 inches as a normal move wherever you want to move to. So you can move away from them. Actually, that's okay. So you can do you can kind of bait out or not force a failed charge, but you can move out of charge range would be the advantage to that, theoretically, or at least make a charge harder.
Okay.
They have Recruit Ambush. After both players have deployed their armies and determined who has the first turn, you can redeploy this model's unit, so the Trail Shaper's unit, and one other friendly Recruit unit. When doing so, any of those units can be placed into strategic reserves, regardless of how many units are already in strategic reserves. He's a leader, but it doesn't say who he can lead. I assume other recruit. I don't know, it's a strange thing. I've seen this in the Tyranid Codex where they have the leader keyword, but then it doesn't say who they can lead. Whereas in other ones, it says specifically who they can lead. Oh, there it is. Oh, they put it in a weird place. My bad. So the Trail Shaper can lead Crude Carnivores and Far Stalkers. The War Shaper has the same ones it can lead. It has War Leader. Once per battle round, one unit from your army with this ability can be targeted with a stratagem for 0 command points. That's nice. Even if another unit from your army has already been targeted with that stratagem in this phase. So, 1, it's a 0 command point stratagem, and 2, you can reuse the same stratagem in the phase. So, like, you can reroll twice or something. Or I don't know what y'all stratagems are, so I can't speak specifically to what works for them. But yeah, it's a pretty good. It's pretty good. He also has stealth and can scout 7 inches and infiltrators. So it's a pretty solid leader unit. Root of Honor is once per battle at the start of any phase, you can select one friendly recruit unit that is battle shocked and within 12 inches, and the unit is no longer battle shocked. It's nice too. Let's see.
I mean, the crew were never shabby. It was just a matter of, do you want to put them on the field? You know, for a while they were the only thing that you could field that had a melee combativeness.
Yeah, that still might be reasonably the case for the cost. Because the Crisis battle suits have the Star Scythe battle suit, which is the one that has the close combat weapons. But the Kroot might just be better still.
And I think that's, generally going to be true for probably ever. They are the melee equivalent of the team.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cool. I think, anyway, back to the Ghost Skill thing, I think the Ghost Skill is just a more viable choice than Riptide. I wonder what a Storm Surge looks like, though.
I haven't looked at Storm Surge in a long time.
Oh, that's the actual Knight equivalent. Alright, so I may have spoken a bit out of turn about the Riptide. The Storm Surge is the larger version. It's toughness 11, which is comparable, 20 wounds, and a 4-up invul save, which is nice.
I believe it has a much bigger battery than the Riptide. I mean, because I think, as drawn, it's just missile pods.
It has it's loaded with missiles. And then it has the pulse driver cannon and twin flamers for funsies. You can replace the twin flamers with twin airbursting fragmentation projectors or a burst cannon. The fragmentation projector does not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. I'm struggling to see much on there that's worth speaking to. Technically, if you don't move it it hits better than a lot of other things, but that's the same can be said for literally everything on the Storm Surge. Pretty much everything on the Storm Surge is classed as or has the heavy keyword. So if it doesn't move, it gets +1 to hit, which puts its 4-ups to 3-ups. So that's nothing special for the airbursting fragmentation projector. It has indirect fire, which sadly gives you -1 to hit. So I guess if you don't move, you are looking at your standard to hit chance, but the range isn't far enough for indirect fire to be worth much.
I mean, if you've
It
got a
has
building
blast.
between you that would, you know,
Yeah,
preclude you from actually firing
yeah.
that, because that's what I remember the airburst
It's a
being
niche.
good at was, firing around corners, over walls.
Yeah. The problem is that it's strength 3 and no AP and damage is 1.
Yeah.
Um, you're gonna tickle almost anybody you fire at. Um, it has D6 shots, which is kind of standard for blast weapons at a base, and then it has less keywords. So for models that have 5 or more in them, you get an additional shot, and it's basically 1 for every 5 models in the unit. You get a bonus shot, which is something. It also is twin linked, so you reroll failed wound rolls. It's just you, unless you're hitting baseline infantry, there are not going to be a lot of results out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that it's pretty expensive, and often people just don't bother putting it out there, unless you want to put the biggest unit.
It has some, actually, I mean, it has something that's nice here. I think the Riptide has the same thing as support system. Each time this model makes a ranged attack, you can ignore any or all modifiers to the hit roll. So, like someone has stealth or whatever, you can ignore the stealth.
Okay.
Um, so that's kind of nice. You won't eat. Oh wait, shit. I just realized that negates the indirect fire penalty. So, because I mean, it's indirect fire is a penalty to hit. So yeah, you can just
Okay,
ignore that.
so yeah, you could just say this one goes through all the way, but it's still
Yeah.
not a very heavy weapon to be wasted.
No. Yeah. It's a pittance of a thing that it gets to it, but it's kind of funny that you could just ignore that anyway. Uh, you can reroll hit rolls against Titanic or towering units, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking eye to eye with them at that point.
Yeah. I am curious what it's costed at. Give me a second, I'll find out. I'm gonna bet it's probably in the 450-ish range. Ooh. 425. Yeah. That sounds about right.
I mean, 425 doesn't sound too bad, all things considered. But I think I'd rather
Objectively
have
speaking,
3 ghost kills.
it's better than an Imperial Knight in a lot of ways. While it has slightly worse chance to hit, it has a 4-up invul at all times, whereas Imperial Knights are 5-up against ranged only. Your 1 less toughness doesn't make that big of a difference. Some less wounds, not that big of a difference. And then your weapons are pretty nice. Destroyer missiles are impressive. Strength 16, -4 AP, D6 +2 damage. that's a rough thing. The pulse blast cannon. Oh, I'm sorry. Pulse blast cannon is some sort of alternative, isn't it?
You went over the
Yeah.
missile
Yeah.
stats pretty quick. I missed that.
Oh, okay. So the destroyer missiles, which are the big ones, are 72-inch range, strength 16, -4 AP, and damage is D6 +2, so 3 to 8 damage, and most things won't get a save.
Yes, but if I remember correctly, for the destroyer missiles, it's actually a one-time use per each missile. So you
It
can't...
is no longer. It's no longer that.
Oh, really? So you can keep firing them?
Yeah, you can absolutely keep firing.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's only 1 shot at a time, but it is.
It's a significant shot.
Yeah, it is no
Okay.
longer a quote or a keyworded 1-shot weapon. It's not like a hunter-killer missile is.
Yeah, and that's what it was, because on the Sky Ray, I put that missile
Yeah.
battery on there. I was just like, okay, I have 6. I can do a
Yeah,
lot with 6, but then once my 6 are gone, I'm done.
I think the Skyray probably has that changed too. I can go look. Uh, I think though. Oh wow, yeah. The pulse blast cannon is just the choice to make. I'm not sure why. I'm honestly not sure why you wouldn't replace the pulse driver cannon. Like the pulse driver cannon has a much longer range and a lot of shot. I guess it depends on what you're facing. If you're facing knights or something big and stompy, the pulse blast cannon is probably the better choice because it's gonna wreck a knight.
Yeah, I would need to put it in practice. Because I feel like in the end, the biggest uh, downside to any Tau is for being super advanced shooty guys, they still can't shoot well for a lot of them.
They're average. All their ballistic skills are 4 up. So, I mean, it's like Imperial Guard. The problem is I don't see a lot that mitigates that. So
Yeah,
you
so
might
maybe it's
be
in
stuck
the.
at like
I mean, it might be in the command, and
yeah.
then fielding marker lights to improve that. But that's always been the thing where it's just like, oh, really? That's how it goes? Okay.
2 Pathfinder teams might be enough because that's for 2 Pathfinder teams essentially allows you to guide 4 other units, um, which might be enough to compensate for anything that you really care to hit with.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not going to guide fire warriors really unless you're like I don't know super trying to push for a kill. But I would think in that instance, you'd rather have the Pathfinders taking shots than guiding.
And that's
I
always
guess
the
it
thing
depends on
is,
the situation,
because the
but
Pathfinders have some good weapons.
yeah,
Because they've
they're
got the
just
pulse rifles, or
shorter range.
they've got the ion rifle.
Yeah,
They have the pulse accelerator rifle, and I think they have a third specialty weapon.
yeah. The Skyray is the secret missiles are no longer one shot. They are the secret missile rack is keyworded at twin links, so you'll re-roll failed wound rolls, and then it is 48-inch range, 3 shots, strength 14, AP -3, damages D6 plus 1. It's a fairly solid
That is, yeah, that's significant.
missile system. You can give it smart missile system or burst cannons, or leave it with its twin pulse carbines as its alternative, like its side-mounted guys. I think, or I think that, yeah, no, it's side-mounted. Give me a second.
I do not remember, because it was previously drone mounted, so whatever you consider that.
Yeah, since the drone detach thing has been removed, it's just going to be where those slots are,
Yeah,
is what
so
those weapons are.
front corner.
Yeah. Not that I mean the firing arc in that doesn't matter still. It's still like if the tippity tip of your model sees another model, then you can fire at it with everything.
Yeah,
I'd be inclined probably just to load it up with missiles and have a blast, so to speak. Pulse carbine, I don't know why you would. It's too short of range and it's assault, so like unless you're really going to, I don't know, aggressively approach with your Skyray gunship that is almost certainly at every instance supposed to be something that hangs back. I don't know why else you would do that.
yeah, I feel like it definitely is a hangback kind of weapon.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
This is very clearly a
unless you're
support
running
vehicle.
up to use it as a troop transport, it
It
should be something
has
that sits at the back and just lobs missiles.
it has bonuses to shoot flying units. Um, rerolls hit rolls against units that have the fly keyword, and then you can reroll one hit roll or one wound roll when resolving attacks just separately from flying units. You have a targeting array that basically is once For each time this model is selected to shoot, which is once per shooting phase, um, outside of Overwatch, I suppose, you can reroll one hit roll or reroll one wound roll. Though not a lot of value in doing Overwatch with it. I mean,
It's decent if you're getting charged, but it's a vehicle. How do vehicles work in melee now?
well, Overwatch is a stratagem, so it costs a command point to do, and you only hit on sixes unless you have something special otherwise. So for vehicles, you're going to fire all your weapons. Um, so I mean that's something, and
I
you
thought that there
can
was some benefit of overwatching with Tau, where it was like a fives
oh
situation.
maybe let me go up to the top. We'll
Maybe that was
get
if you have enough drones or something like that. I don't remember, but I
gonna
remember like the
be
overwatching made up for their inability to fight in melee if they're being charged upon. Or
one
no,
would
it
hope
was for the greater good. Other people could overwatch with you.
for you.
Yes,
I mean that's everybody kind of well no
because like
everybody doesn't
you
have it
could,
in the same way.
yeah, you could have other platoons fire at charging people in Overwatch, which I don't think you were allowed to for anybody else.
That's correct. Um, Technically, you can now, though not like in a group effort kind of a way. As for Overwatch now, there's a wide range of circumstances that allow you to do an Overwatch. It's not just if you're getting charged, and anybody can be designated to do the Overwatch. But it could be. Oh, that's very small. Not really. All right, it could be in a detachment, maybe. It could be buried in here. I don't know. It's not gonna be. It's not something that jumps out at me. There's for the. Oh shit! Come on, hold on. Yeah, for the greater good applies to the guidance thing that you can do. Your army factions have empire, then in your shooting phase, units from your army can work in pairs to help each other. Blah blah blah. Each time a model and a guiding unit makes an attack that targets their spotted unit, improve the ballistic skill characteristic of that attack by 1, and if the observer unit has the marker-like keyword, the attack has ignores cover ability, so that's nice. Each time a model and a guided unit makes an attack that does not target their spotted unit, I worsen the ballistic skill, blah blah, but why would you, yeah, why would you spot a unit and then not shoot at that unit? That'd be a
Yeah,
very
that is
strange
genuinely a waste.
choice to make. Guardian drones are kind of nice. Marker drones. Give mark like keyword and can act as an observer unit for another unit, even if advanced. That's cool. I don't know what all has marker drones, but marker drones also allow for guiding. Um,
You so normally you can, if you can take a drone, you can select between a gun drone, a shield drone, or a marker drone.
oh, there's
If I
someone in
remember
your chat.
correctly.
Oh, my bad. Oh, you banned him already. Okay. I realized that rolled up. Sorry.
I'm sorry, say again.
Staring at my phone. Oh, I didn't realize someone popped in to do an ad in your
Oh,
chat.
yeah, no
You already
worries.
got him.
Yeah, I got enough
Staring at my
things
phone.
looking at me.
Oh, this is at least listed a little bit better. I had a um, very tiny screenshot. There's plenty here that does buff your shooting. Like Kayun gives sustained hits to your models, which isn't huge, but it kind of is. It depends on how many shots you're pumping out. But sustained hits is every hit roll of 6 generates an additional hit. So
Yeah,
if you're pumping out a lot of shots,
I
you
know
get a
that
lot of
Kayun
bonus hits.
was made a big improvement because I believe that that's the preferred tactic over Monka now. If I'm remembering what I've been reading, but they weren't super significant when I hit it or when I was playing before, so I don't remember
Yeah,
how to implement them very well.
I mean, it's situational. So Kayun would be if you have a lot of things, like if you're fielding a lot of Daka, then it takes advantage of your sustained hits.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's not going to have the best effect. Mont Ka is very much a blitzing um, detachment. It gives your army lethal hits, which is rolls of 6 to hit are automatic wounds. Not ignore saves, but you don't have to make a wound roll.
Maybe that's what it was.
And then
Maybe.
guided units have assault on their weapons, so you can advance and shoot without penalty.
Okay, I think that,
Um,
yeah. So I'm remembering this. I think Kayun used to be worthless, and they have
it might have
improved it
been, yeah.
significantly because it was like go Monka or nothing. Because like Kayun didn't make sense for the way that everybody else played. It was like, oh, you wrote rules that nobody will ever use. But good. I'm glad that Kayun sounds a lot more usable now.
Yeah. I don't see the sort of collective Overwatch thing.
Yeah, I believe it was called For the Greater Good.
Yeah, that's just a different rule entirely now. They rewrote that into the guiding thing. That's what the for the greater good is now. I have a feeling that the collective Overwatch is not
It's not a thing
in
anymore.
here anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. It's not popping out at me. I think if it does exist, it's probably a stratagem, but I'm not seeing it jump out at me. There's plenty of stuff in like plenty of stratagems that make shooting better, either by increasing armor penetration value or ignoring cover or things like that,
Sure.
which is pretty nice. Um, yeah, that's not bad. I'm kind of curious about the Star Scythe. Oh, I'm sorry. There are actually 3 variants of Battlesuit that appear to be melee. Oh, maybe no, I'm wrong.
Those are all different from what I remember because it used to be like build your own crisis suit, and now you've got like the
I have a billion crisis suits. They're just different variations of crisis suit.
well in Legends they have all the different ones. I thought
Oh, nice.
in the current
There's
they
like
only have
3 in
like
there,
the
yeah.
yeah. There's like the flamer, the gunner, and the puncher.
I don't see the puncher anywhere. I guess maybe it's in the fists.
There's
No,
there was one that I saw,
weird.
or there was one that the internet said was decent for melee.
Yeah, I'm just. Hold on, maybe I just haven't gone far enough. Or maybe a page is missing if I scroll over it. I don't know what it's called either. Nope. It's good. I literally don't see them. I wonder... The codex could be out of date. That's possible, too. But the unit got added later.
Sure. I mean, ultimately, in the end, it doesn't matter until I actually start sitting down and playing and applying the rules.
It's true.
And I'm going to start by fielding what I have before I try to build something else.
Yeah. I mean, I think what you have is still pretty viable.
Oh, definitely.
Ghost kill especially, that ignore damage is pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest gripe is the Pathfinder. Pathfinder's used to give Tau what they should have had intrinsically as, a glass cannon team. They are glass cannons without the cannon part.
Yeah.
Now, their upgraded stuff definitely packs a punch, but it's just like, for fire warriors and breachers, they should be able to do a little bit better shooting.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's pretty much where my gripe ends.
Yeah.
I still like the team. I'm not going to get off of them.
It'll be fine. I'm not trying to build any super meta lists, and I'm definitely not going to be a dick and just field every plasma rifle known to man.
I mean, you can,
actually,
and then I will see what I can do to counter it.
Yeah.
And then you'll end up
there's
with 250 Kroot on your door.
But I'm kind of interested more in the hotshot las guns and hotshot volley guns. They're not strong, but there are a lot of things that just add more shots, and I'm kind of wondering if I want to just go that route, if it's just a insane volley of fire kind of a thing, rather than try to go for super strong stuff. Because with strong stuff, yeah, I'll have some. Melted guns, sure, and I'll probably have a command squad that has plasma rifles. But then I have Vanquisher Lehman Russ, which is not bad. The Vanquisher cannon is a pretty solid anti-tank weapon. It's not going to delete one shot kind of a thing, but it's not bad. And then, I'll have a Shadow Sword built eventually, and the Shadow Sword I stand by is way more worth than what people generally give it. I also have to get a tech priest to make that something that's viable, because if you want to talk about not worth 4 points, Bane Blades and their variants are really expensive for... I can do nothing for them. They have nothing that mitigates their hit rolls. I can't give them orders to help mitigate their hit rolls, and they're sitting there on 4-ups on pretty much everything.
That's rough.
So the Shadow Sword is the only thing that is different, in that the Shadow Sword has a volcano cannon that has keyworded heavy, so it can be 3-up, and it's multiple shots, and I think it also has blast, so ironically, if you turn that horrifying weapon on a group of people, it becomes more deadly. But besides that, there's not a lot that mitigates it, but it has smoke, so I can give it stealth and cover, which, funnily enough, it looks like Tau just fucking ignore that stuff, so a lot of that worth is there. But an Engineer can also give it a 4-up invul save, which is pretty impactful for something that otherwise is not super defensive. And the Shadow Sword itself has the Titan Killer roll. I think it can reroll failed wound rolls against things that are classified as vehicles or monsters.
Okay.
Which has a lot of value against Tau. Your battle suits are all considered vehicles, so I get that benefit.
I did not know that. I think that's a change.
Yeah.
I don't think they used to be vehicles, and so I think they had a
Maybe
benefit
not
of
all.
not being targeted.
Maybe not all. I could be wrong. Let's pull up
they might be. That might be a significant change, and that's reasonable, at least for crisis suit and higher.
For the larger suits, I think it is. For Stealth suits, not so reasonable. It's just dudes in power armor. But for the suits that actually bump up your toughness and stuff, it's more reasonable. We'll see. I could just be talking out of my ass.
That's all right, because you're very convincing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Commander Cloudspear is literally a character in a crisis suit, and he has both vehicle and walker, which is kind of significant. Let's find out. Oh shit, it's combat patrol. Hold on, let me get to the actual datasheet list. I don't like the new codex layout, so they really want to push combat patrol, and it's just okay. So Shadow Sun is just battle suit. I wonder if she's she's also not super tough. Give me a second here. Farsight is vehicle and walker. Commander in a crisis suit is vehicle walker.
Okay. Yeah, Shadow Sun should not be. She's just like a stealth suit, effectively.
Yeah, yeah.
But she's
Crisis
squishy,
suits are
you say?
vehicle walkers. Yeah. Squishier. Her toughness is 4 instead of 5.
Okay.
Like the crisis suits have 5, which is probably the level of distinguishment that they make for her. So she's toughness 4, wounds 6, which isn't bad. 3 up save, 5 up invul, also not too shabby. I wonder what she's priced at, but she's got gnarly weapons.
Yeah, she's got like a special fusion blaster.
Yeah, it's an 18-inch range, strength 10, AP minus 4, d6 damage, 1 shot, but she has a 2-up ballistic skill. Holy moly.
Well, that's a reason to put her on the field.
Yeah, it's just gonna give a very bad day to one unlucky fellow a turn.
Is it only? It's only a single shot because she's got 2 guns.
It's
on
single
her.
shot. So those I think they're considered 2 different things. Give me a second. Give me a second. Flush it. I'm sorry. No, she has 2 of them.
Okay.
It's listed. So they put it in a strange place. It's under unit composition. Tells you what their actual loadout is. Unless they have war gear options, and then it gives you a better feeling. So she has a flechette launcher, which is a shotgun, essentially, and then she has 2 high fusion blasters, high energy fusion blasters, excuse me, a light missile pod, a pulse pistol, an advanced guardian drone, and a command link drone. I think the guardian drone takes 1 damage off of what she's. I'd have to look it up. I think all in all, though, she's a pretty solid character.
Oh yeah.
She also has lone operative, so you can screen her with other things so that she can't be shot, which is nice. She has stealth, so by default you're -1 to hit her, like everybody else is. Eligible to shoot in a turn in which she fell back, which is nice. And then she has Hero of the Empire. While friendly Tau Empire unit is within 6 inches of her, each time a model in that unit makes a ranged attack, reroll hit rolls of 1. She mitigates your relatively average ballistic skill.
Yes, definitely. But
I would say she's probably an always field. Yeah, but I mean, I would always do it.
Yes. Yeah, that's one that I have yet to pick up.
She's too good. I have no idea how much she costs, points wise. Give me a second.
I don't think it was crazy. I think she's.
I doubt it's crazy.
As much as any other named character, or any other reasonable named character.
It's not under Shadow Sun. What's her first name? Commander. Oh yeah, right. That makes sense. She's only 135 points.
How much is the ghost
I
kill?
guess most people think of
ghost kill was 175.
Ghost kill is 170.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, she has way less wounds, but she can. She's certainly
kind of got
pack a punch.
Force multiplier stuff going on.
Yeah.
Because she makes all of your other guys hit better by virtue of being able to reroll 1s.
Oh, I didn't realize that was an aura. I thought that was just for herself.
6-inch aura. So it is for herself, but it's for everybody else within 6 inches.
Well, that's excellent.
That's Tau.
Yeah, that is something
So
you
I guess
definitely want alongside
grouped
you.
out benefit. But yeah, she's really good. I don't think I mean there are comparable characters in Imperial Guard. I was about to say that I don't think I have one, but that's not true. There are definitely some not beefy, but really good force multiplier characters in Imperial Guard. Like Ursula Creed is generally considered an auto take. And while she's not durable in and of herself, you just bury her in a blob of whatever, and then have her sling orders around and stuff like that. The Commander Solar, whatever the hell, like he's a mounted. He weirdly looks like a Warhammer Fantasy model, honestly. But he's a mounted guy and he's stacked. I forget what he has. I'm actually gonna find out. Oop, going to the wrong place. Where are you at? Lord Solar Leontis. There we go. He is the Supreme Commander, so he must be your Warlord if you have him. He costs 150 points. He has a 4-up invul save, 3-up normal save, 8 wounds, 4 toughness. His weapons they exist. I mean, they're not terrible. He's got a pretty gnarly pistol, but that's not a very good range. But it's in his abilities. So he has the Lord Solar at the start of your command phase. If this model is on the battlefield, you gain 1 command point. So he's a free command point in addition to your normal command points every command phase. And
I mean, are
then
there other warlords that you'd rather take? I feel like that's the only limiting thing.
Yeah, definitely I would rather take most any other warlord personally. Like he's not bad. He's not bad. I just wouldn't really want to actually take him. The best thing about him is that he can issue orders to everybody rather than like infantry officers can only issue orders to infantry and tank commanders can only issue orders to vehicles. Leontis can issue orders to anybody, which
Okay.
is objectively what makes him quite good. And he can issue up to 3 orders, which is fairly high. Generally, officers can issue 1 order. And then he lets you redeploy people, which is kind of a big deal too. But quite good for 150 points. He's pretty good. He can
Yeah.
also lead pretty much any unit.
Hey.
Ursula Creed, I think, is the auto take that actually exists here because she's 65 points. Has a 5-up invul for what that's worth. But she also issues 3 orders. She can only issue to infantry, but that's okay. When she's leading a unit, though, the unit can be affected by 2 different orders at the same time, which is usually not possible. Casterkin are the only exception to that. They're because they also give orders to themselves without having an officer, but you can also have an officer in there that gives them orders. They're one of the exception units that can actually be affected by 2 orders at once. The other exception being whatever unit Ursula's with.
Okay.
And then once per battle round, 1 unit from your army with this ability, which is Tactical Genius, can use it when a friendly regiment unit within 12 inches of the model is targeted with a stratagem. If it does, you reduce the cost of the usage of that stratagem by 1 CP. So she can not quite make things free, but sometimes.
No, I
Once
mean, a
per
reduction
phase.
is a reduction.
A reduction's a reduction, and she's only 65 points. She can only lead Casterkin or Cadian shock troops. Um, but again, at 65 points, she's kind of a fucking steal. There's there's no one else that matches up to that for like value, really, in Imperial Guard especially. But I think just characters in general, it's hard to match that for
Mm-hmm.
65 points.
No. No, that is definitely a solid 65 point spend.
Yeah. But I think Shadow Sun for Tau is that she falls into that. I it would be an auto include once you get your hands on her, or if you want to kit bash her into existence or proxy.
That's a possible one. I could.
Like I have literally no problems with either proxying or kit bashing.
I mean, I would
I mean,
make
she's
her
not the model either.
as reasonable to the original as possible. Which I
Yeah.
believe
Oh
that
yeah.
she stands generally taller.
Yeah. It's because, well, part of that is because her model puts her up on like this
Like a
plinth of a thing,
plinth,
like this
yeah.
little rock. Yeah. On her base, so she stands taller. I think because of that, but otherwise, I don't know that she's much bigger than a stealth suit.
No,
Maybe a little, but
no, she's not much bigger. I mean, she's just a
yeah.
character in a special stealth suit.
Yeah.
But for being able to see over terrain and stuff,
Yeah.
she's just a little bit taller.
I mean, do you have extra stealth suit bits?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think
Oh,
that they
fair
had
enough.
any alternates. I mean, I got a lot of bits. I could just green sculpt it.
I mean, that's up to you, honestly. I have no real skill with sculpting. Um, if you want to, then yeah, go for it. Um, for me, I need some more basis there. Like I'm okay with doing little bits for sculpting, but I generally try to hide it. It's why it's why my Iron Warriors themed armatures have fucking flaps hanging from their junk, is so that it hides their hip joints.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and I mean I'm happy with how they came out, but like I'm not about to go and pretend like I can sculpt with a damn. I would oh, I can just see what's floating. You might be able to steal Kit Basher out of other stuff. Uh,
I mean, I've got a lot of
even-
Tau armor plating, so I could probably kit bash
yeah,
her.
yeah, worth looking at.
Absolutely.
Don't just proxy her until you either get her for real or find a better proxy for her,
Yeah, it's
and
just
then
brutal to buy,
well,
a $40 single character.
I'm with you on that. Even though I do like I will. Um, I'm on the fence. I don't know. Like for the tech priest, I've been thinking a lot about not sculpting, but like essentially crafting the weapon out of plasticard
Okay.
is ultimately the most distinguishing thing for a tech priest, aside from their little servitor arm thing, is or servo arm, excuse me, is their like gear axe. Um, I mean, obviously they're robes, but I don't care about painting them Mars red. I
Sure.
really don't care about that at all. Uh, but it's the little gear axe and the servo arm are the most distinguishing things. And I was like, I could just do this with I don't know, like literally anything. Like I could pop it onto an extra scion. Not that I necessarily have extra scions, but like I could just put it onto a scion, and then I have a geared up looking schmuck with. I'll give him like a plasma pistol or something to mimic the Tech Priest has a special pistol that's not quite a plasma pistol, but it doesn't matter that much.
Hmm.
Um, or maybe there's a fun pistol that's sitting there that I don't think gets use because I don't think it exists anymore. But there's like a, a hotshot las pistol that has a tiny, tiny chainsword bayonet on it, and
That's
it's
adorable.
super fun. Yeah, I might do that, and then craft like a gear axe out of it, and just go with that instead of trying to buy. I think a Tech Priest Edgeseer is like $35 for the model.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Because I would I
and
would
then
do
even
the same for the Warsmith for
yeah,
Iron Warriors because I think it is just a big servo arm that they have on their back.
that's the only thing that makes that really like is the distinguishing mark. I guess for Warp Smiths they got the tentacle things going on too, but
Well, that's the
those are
Warpsmith. For Iron
also
Warrior, they got the Warsmith. So it's just
oh right,
machinery guy.
he's machinery guy. He's got like a honking hammer or something, right?
Yeah, big hammer
Um,
and a servo arm, but I don't, he doesn't have
yeah,
the mecha tendrils or anything like that.
yeah, that's a pretty easy kit bash.
Yes.
I mean, all said and done. That's a fairly versatile one.
Yeah,
I think
that one's
the Tech Priest lands in the
pretty
same
easy to get
ballpark.
done. Yeah.
And there's tons of extra like battle standard arms, which battle standards don't exist in Scions anymore. So the guy that I made has no place, except that I also gave him a last rifle, so he's perfectly fine to just be fielded as normal dude who just happens to be carrying around a banner.
All right.
But I basically have a banner for every Scion kit, because every Scion kit gives you the bits to either make it a normal Scion squad or a command squad. And so I have tons of banners that I can just use. And so I'll just like shave off a hand and shave off the banner or cut off the banner and then plop a gear axe on top of it, and I'm more or less good to go.
Perfect.
And see about giving the funky pistol with the chain bayonet and then craft a servo arm out of something. I've been meaning to get little tubing, like little plastic tubing. I know people do it out of sprues too, like they just carve the sprue down,
That
which
takes
is
a decent amount of work. If you can find tubing that fits the bill, that's a little
yeah,
bit easier to work with.
yeah, especially because the tubing is the same plastic material, so you can just weld it with the thin cement and
Yeah.
get where you need to go with a better connection than if you're just like super gluing everything together. But yeah, I'll do that. That sounds better than dropping $35.
And
I
you
like
know
to
what?
support Games Plus, but
If it doesn't work and you're not satisfied with it, then you can consider
yeah,
buying it at that point.
yeah, exactly. Soon enough, I'm going to get that printer. Honestly, with the tariff nonsense going on at this point, I might just get a printer and
Just get it now so that you can get ahead of the price spike that's destined.
yeah, well, it won't be now, but next pay. So at the end of the month, I'll
Sure.
probably grab it, and yeah, still be ahead of it. Because the spools of material, even though they may spike, it's negligible. Most of those spools are not more than $10 on their own, and it's like 2 kilograms, so that's like what, 5-ish pounds of material, which is a whole lot of plastic. Like a whole lot.
I mean, at least it doesn't have a lot of cost. It just has a lot of
Yeah,
weight.
really. It's well, but that's the benefit that it has that much weight. Like it's a lot of material that you have to play with, and then it's just time, to let it actually uh,
Yeah, so long as you
fabricate.
get the machine dialed in, and you were looking at getting a bamboo, right?
Yeah, Bamboo A1 Mini seems to be one of the best recommended for the sake of printing miniatures.
Okay. I wasn't sure if the
Especially since I'm not
A1
going to do
or the
giant.
A1 Mini was the preferred.
A1 Mini is the one that I've seen recommended the most. I'll do some more research. I have a few weeks before I'm even at a point where I could pull the trigger on it. So, yeah. I mean, like, yes, I could now. I just wanted to try to be responsible.
Oh, sure.
I'll get over
Always
there.
best to be responsible and possible.
Yeah. Also, I still need to like make a space for it and stuff like that, and try to find a way to mitigate cats getting at it.
I mean, they might be curious for a minute, but I can't imagine that they're going to interfere with it. I feel like it's going to make
I'm
enough
more,
noise to. I don't have cats, but I feel like it's going to make enough noise to make them want to scram.
I'm more worried about them sleeping on it in its off hours. So like when I'm not printing anything,
Okay, alright, that's
just
fair.
having a ton of cat fur. I don't want that.
Yeah, I can appreciate not wanting that.
Even still, like I'll figure that out. I'm also gonna get a containment for it too, so I don't have to worry about the exhaust. Then the only toxic thing that I'll have to worry about is the cleaning basin,
I mean,
because
if you're
you have
not
to.
doing any ABS, I don't think you need to worry about ventilation so much. I think ABS is the only FDM that really off gases a significant amount.
I figure I'll just get it regardless.
Sure,
Also to protect against cat hair, to be honest.
that is a good enough reason.
Yeah. it just gets everywhere. And while I understand and accept that it might still land in whatever I'm printing, I want to try to mitigate that as much as possible. But yeah, I'll definitely do that. It's a worthwhile investment. I've been chatting this whole time. I still can't. Sound dial is so very not great on this game.
Did it creep up on you again?
Yeah, it's just very loud. Like I feel like we're talking at a reasonable volume, but it just feels like the volume is so loud in the game still.
That's one thing that I still need to figure out. So I got myself the Stream Deck. Oh, which one? The one with the knobs. And I
Yeah,
love it. I would have gotten it for my computer, regardless of streaming. But, I've got 4 knobs, so I can dial in my headphones and my microphone input, output, my Discord ears, my Discord mic. It's all very, very handy to have that kind of granularity. But I can't pick
yeah,
out, the channels inside a game, which is why RimWorld music is still just fucking blaring in my ears.
yeah. It's a difficult thing to get. I don't know. Perfected seems like a weird word to ascribe to it, but dialed in, I suppose, is still the best way to put it. It's just audio is so finicky.
Yeah, I feel like for as much, technological progress as we make, it's always fucking audio that really just gets you. At least in my opinion.
I agree. It's definitely how it feels.
It's kind of like how a printer just can never reliably hook up to your computer.
Oh God, I struggled with that recently. I forget what we were doing. Oh yeah, we had to get a car repair months and months and months ago, but like it was significant enough that the car was in the shop, and we still needed to be mobile, and so we rented a car. And because the parking here is god awful in the sense of like the township does not like the fact that we have darker skinned people than uh, white bread.
Mm-hmm.
And in an effort to zone them out and make life more unpleasant, they have instituted parking uh, which ordinances so that you have to have parking passes to park on the street and park in lots and stuff like that, and they're all color coded and all this just ridiculous stuff.
Of course.
And it only exists around apartments in town. And so we had to print a parking pass for the vehicle we rented, even though we fucking live here. And uh, like the printer I had was out of ink, and the same cost to buy a printer is, or it's the same cost to buy a printer is to get a new cartridge. So I just bought a new printer.
Yes.
And, and I had the worst time getting the Bluetooth to see my computer. My computer could see the printer, but the printer didn't want to see the computer. I don't understand how that fucking works, because it should just be if they see each other, everything is kosher. And if one can see the other and links to it, then everything should be good. But it wasn't. And it took, I think, 45 minutes to get a connection good enough that I could print, and then the pass is formatted so shitty that it doesn't print on one piece of paper, like prints half off of one piece of paper,
Of
and
course.
then the next sheet doesn't actually print the remainder, it prints like the border of the remainder. Like I don't know how you format something so bad that it prints that way.
I feel like it's
Um,
spitefully selected that way.
yeah, yeah, that's really the only answer. And so I had to reformat the image. I think I screenshotted it so I could just have it be normal, and then printed the screenshot instead. And yeah, it was basically a 45 minutes to an hour ordeal just to get a fucking parking pass for a day.
That's so
Just a
ridiculous.
pain in the ass. And part of that was, or a lot of that was the printer itself, just being unreasonable and shitty for a procedure that you should objectively just be able to like text the police department your fucking license plate and go,
Yes.
hey, don't tow me.
Hey, this is me. Just leave
Yeah,
me alone, please.
like you have to pay them anyway. It's not like it's like someone just says it. Like you have to. It's something like a $5 fee per night. That might be for a week, maybe, but you have to pay them. That's the point. And so they're getting money. So if you pay them, it should just be like, hey, here's your $5. Don't tow this plate. Everybody's happy. Um, which is even more of a joke now because our lot doesn't even fill. Like nobody is parking in the lot that's not supposed to be there anyway. I mean, that makes it sound stupid, but like nobody's parking in the lot that doesn't live here is essentially the point.
Yeah.
Like there's gone are the days that college kids rented apartments in my complex. It's all families. Like literally all families. There's just kids playing in the parking lot and stuff like that, which is perfectly fine. Um, Actually wholesome and kind of nice in these days.
Are you still in the same
To be
apartment?
honest. Yeah,
Okay.
same apartment. Just like I said, it's all families now, so college kids, so just objectively a more pleasant environment. Not that I really minded the college kids, but you every once in a while have some drunk asshole who's knocking on your door telling you how they love you and they want to be only with you, and then you open the door and they realize that you are not the person that they thought was behind the door.
That's funny though.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's just obnoxious the hours that they do it because they have parties like the middle of the night in a weekday, and you're like, I need to go to work.
Well, that's
Please stop
inconsiderate.
this. Yeah, those are still back in the WAP days. Nowadays, it really wouldn't bother me that much because like most of the time I just work from home. So and my boss doesn't care if I tell him like, hey, I'm not coming in. So it's just nice. But still, yeah, I don't like being woken up in the middle of the night by some random drunk fool that
Yeah, I
is
can
in love
appreciate
with
that.
some girl that he saw. Uh, but yeah, besides that, it's just annoying for the parking situation and printers in general. I'm just not a fan of. 3D printers, I'm sure, are better. I hope anyway. I also need to get the CAD software so I can actually manipulate and interact with STL files, which
Blender
is
is free,
Blender is free, nice.
but Blender, I mean, Blender will take you a long way, but you need to learn Blender.
I will learn Blender then. So I'd like to do my own stuff more than just like ride on STL files that other people have produced.
Yeah, I'm not. I
But
mean,
yeah,
there's
baby
plenty of
steps.
free options out there.
Yeah. And really, depending on the timing, they'll just print you a Shadow Stone at that point.
Yeah, I mean that'd be pretty awesome.
That will even be that expensive, only like a few cents worth of material.
It is amazing how ridiculously cost effective those things are.
Yeah, it's. I would feel bad about it if, um, like Games Workshop didn't price things so unreasonably.
Yes,
Um,
I do not feel bad
like
about it.
I don't want to take away from artists and stuff like that, but by the same token, I don't want to be gouged by them either. And I don't have to buy Games Workshop stuff, but I mean that's the property that I'm invested in. That's where I'm at. I'm also not all about learning new war games left and right.
No, I take on plenty of extra games, all on my own.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't need that business. Realistically, I also don't even need to buy more models from them. I just want to be able to do fun stuff.
I agree. Because that's what I'm in it for. I'm in it for having fun.
Yeah. Especially for
And,
terrain.
I mean, I do love the terrain. I love building it. I love the models.
Yeah.
I really enjoy painting them. I have not touched paint in so long, though. I'm terrified to start it. I've got my Mad Cat sitting on my computer, and I have no idea how I'm going to paint this guy up.
I mean, if you want to, we could set up a painting session and just come and hang out and paint.
Oh, we could definitely do that.
That's actually most of the time what I do is I will sit on a video call with my mom and we will chat. Like she'll work on quilting stuff and I'll work on painting stuff and we just chat and do crafty things.
That's very sweet.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, did you get murdered? Where are you at? Good. Deal with the Necron Lord guy. Why are you letting him do this to me? Ooh, he got murdered. Run away. God damn. Necron Lord is so damn beefy in this game. I don't have much that deals with him. Alright, guys. Let's pull away. Been so delinquent in this game.
Say again?
I started so I'm playing campaign in Dawn of War Soulstorm, which is just 40k across a small system of planets, and you
Yeah.
take little sections of planets and blah blah blah. Fun game, love the game. So I've been playing Astra Militarum, which is why I fell in love with heavy weapons teams again, or maybe for the first time. Just because heavy bolters are really good in most like early game, like early battle stuff. They're good at chewing through heavy infantry. So like Sisters of Battle is what you face off if you start as Imperial Guard. Sisters of Battle are your first close opponent,
Excellent.
and heavy bolters really chew through the Sisters, like their base infantry pretty quickly. And so getting a heavy weapons team is a big deal because heavy weapons teams are pretty durable within this game. They're not durable in the tabletop particularly, but it doesn't matter because in the tabletop they have different appeal. Like I kind of want to have 3 heavy weapons teams with heavy bolters because that equates to 9 heavy bolter shots per heavy weapons unit.
Yeah.
with sustained fire, so every roll of a 6, which almost guaranteed to have at least one 6, is a bonus hit. Strength 5, minus 1 AP, and 2 damage, so they'll chew through like Space Marines pretty easily. Or at least, well, not easily. Easily is being generous, but they'll chew through Space Marines. And have a blob of, Cadian shock troops there to just eat hits and screen them, things like that. Um, but anyway, also because heavy weapons teams have an odd Overwatch ability. So when you declare Overwatch with a heavy weapons team, uh, they hit on 5-ups instead of 6-ups, which is good off the out the gate. But also, if they're within 6 inches of Cadian shock troop unit, or I think maybe just Astro Militarum infantry, but definitely Cadian shock troops,
Mm-hmm.
they hit on 4-ups instead of 5-ups.
Okay.
So their base accuracy is as good as it could be normally, but instead firing Overwatch. So they might actually melt a unit that's charging, or coming in from reserves is also a condition to do Overwatch. Or I think if something advances is a condition to Overwatch. There's a couple things. Charging, of course, too, but I think there's quite a few instances that let you Overwatch, and then heavy bolters are a pretty decent range at like 36 inches. So you can Overwatch quite a bit. Like you can hit quite a bit with them. I don't know. It's just appealing for like a 65 point unit. I I don't know. I watched guys or two guys like critique the Astra Militarum Codex, and I suppose for tournament play maybe it's just not worth it. But for 65 points, you're getting 3 heavy bolters. That's that's a pretty good deal
Yeah, that's
in
not
my
bad at
mind.
all.
Um, Granted, they're penalized for moving because their base ballistic skill is 5-up, but the weapons are heavy. So if they sit still, they hit on 4-ups like all the other Astra Militarum. So the idea is that you're not moving them around, which makes sense because they're a heavy weapons team. They're supposed to be sitting still and providing fire support, kind of a thing.
Sure. And what did you say the
Um,
range was? 36 inches?
36 inches on a heavy bolter.
So
Yeah,
half
it's
the
a
table for most
yeah.
tables.
More than half. Most tables now are 4x4s, unless you're playing. I think a 2,000 points game. I think you could do 4x6, but a lot of them are still 4x4s. So the tables are all smaller. So ranges being shorter isn't quite so impactful. It's why like the Ghost Keel having relatively short range it's very relative. With a 10-inch move, it gets up the board fast enough to put things in range, and then can really harass a lot of stuff with the level of firepower it has. It's a pretty impressive unit at 170 points,
Yeah,
in my opinion, anyway.
that sounds excellent.
The only thing it suffers from, and again, it doesn't really suffer. It needs someone to guide it, so it's hitting on threes instead of fours, and that helps you you know, mitigate stuff. And then I guess if you're riding up Shadow Sun behind it, because why the hell not? It's re-rolling its ones, hitting on threes. Like that's a really pretty
That
good
is very,
guaranteed I'm
very
gonna hit
doable.
something. Yeah. It's a really solid combination in and of itself. Like obviously you don't want to be super reckless, but like for comparative, I think a Lehman Russ is, I want to say it's like 120 points. But it's only going to hit on fours unless you give it an order, and then it can hit on threes. Um, but it's kind of the same situation, right? Like you have to guide to hit on threes. I need to give an order to hit on threes. It still ties up 2 units. The difference being that my ordering unit can still fire on their own, but I think guiding units can also fire on. Maybe not. I'd have to look at the rule again. That could be where you lose out. Like theoretically half your units aren't shooting, but if you do Pathfinder teams, you're not losing out on a lot of firepower that way.
No, because even if you have the three specialists, you still have 7 marker lights to spend.
Oh no, it doesn't work like that now. Um, you don't have you don't spend marker lights, like you just have marker light keyword. So the unit guides another unit. So like your Pathfinder team,
Oh, it's
uh,
not individual model. Okay, okay.
right, right, yeah, it's not an individual model like that anymore. It's just a keyword that the unit possesses. Um, like I said, they truncated a lot of the stuff, so like a
Okay.
lot of it
So
is
I've
less
still
focused on single model bookkeeping,
gotcha.
if that makes sense.
Then I will still have some things to learn when we actually get to playing.
Yeah, I mean it'll be easy. We'll pick it up
I'm
once we
not worried
actually get
about
down
it.
to
I've
actually using it.
I've played the game before.
Yeah,
It'll be
exactly.
very, very similar.
Yeah, but yeah, there's some solid combos you got. Astra Militarim's got decent ones. It's all about the detachments. I don't like the cheesy detachment they have. They have one for Scions that was almost tempting until it was obnoxiously just obnoxious. It's um, it's just obnoxious. I don't think I'm going to use that one. But I like the siege detachment because it lets you do smoke and other things that they impose hit penalties and stuff, which is just cool. And then the stratagems they have are interesting too.
Nice.
There's a couple other ones like there's a mechanized, not mechanized assault. That's not the one. Um, but I want to say maybe it's called Hammer of the Emperor. It's focused on having tanks and stuff like that. Not that I have a ton of tanks in the traditional uh, Astra Militarum sense. Like I have a singular Lehman Russ instead of like three or four, but I've got the Hydras, and then I have the Torox, and then I'm going to put together the Shadow Sword. The Shadow Sword doesn't qualify for a lot of stuff, but still, like I said, I want the Shadow Sword. It's a cool model. It's a lot of points, but with Tech Priest, you can mitigate some of that cost. And then if you just don't drive it around like a maniac, um, in that you just don't want to really drive it around, it maintains its +1 to hit with its main gun, which is it helps, and it helps enough that it'd still probably be pretty fearsome to deal with. Um, it's also beefy. I think it's like toughness 13 and like 24 wounds.
Oh, that's solid.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't have
I
a
mean, it's
natural
going to take a
invuln,
lot of
but
chewing through that to bring it down.
yeah, yeah. The tech priest will help with that, and the tech priest can also help it recover a couple wounds each turn, so it's not bad. I do need to kit bash or fabricate a bunch of servitors. There's like a unit that's supposed to go with tech priest that they put to legends for some reason. I actually don't understand why they did that. It's just like 4 servitors, and they only exist to give the tech priest some kind of buffer because the tech priest can't lead anything. It's a leader unit, but it can't actually lead any units.
Okay,
Um,
so it sounds like they did the drone thing with that, where it's just
yeah,
all those
yeah, they just
auxiliaries
relegated it.
they just kind of shedded.
Yeah, which is fine. I guess it makes the codex simpler, slimmer to put out, and I guess that's something. I would think you just put the servitors into the tech priest sentry though, but maybe not. I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. Like I said, I'm going to kit bash some servitors. Um, eventually.
I'm
I
down to see them.
need
Give me
to
them
make the
floating mecha skulls. Well, I will say
yeah the
I think that
servo skills are fun.
I have hit a wall now, so I'm gonna call
Oh
it.
yeah, it
You
is
have
pretty late.
yourself a good night, sir.
Yeah, you too, man. It was good hanging out with you.
Absolutely, and we could do it again soon.
Yep, sounds good, man.
All
You
right,
have a good night.
take care. Bye.
Bye.
Anybody hanging around? You have a good night as well.